So, for those of you that saw it, I don't got to break down everything that happened in the DNC, but I will say this. I watched as much of it as I could. Most of it I couldn't stomach. And the reason why is because, the level of cap, the lies that were being told on that stage. Let's start with the fact that they're trying to give Trump the Drake treatment. Instead of it being a 20v1, this is like 100v1. Did y'all see how many people they brought out on that stage? The amount of people that they brought out on that stage to bash Trump, because that's all they really did. They didn't get up there and talk about no policy. They didn't get up there and talk about what they're going to do for the American people. They just got up there and it was just a Trump bash fest, the likes of which I never seen. I have never seen political candidates or politicians talk this greasy about a former president. I've never seen it. It made me feel like, you know what? Wow, he really got under their skin. There's even one point where Joe Biden, I was worried about him. I thought he was going to mess around and have a heart attack. He's like, who the hell does he think he is? I'm like, wow, you big mad. You big mad. Is this really about an election? I'm starting to feel like Trump, in his 4 years, threw a monkey wrench in something y'all was doing. Because I've never seen politicians get this mad at a political opponent. Now they calling Trump a scab. For those of y'all that don't know what a scab is, that is whenever a company has workers that have a union and the union goes on strike, a scab is a person that will come in and do the work at a lower rate. I don't even understand the correlation. I'm trying to figure out why they're calling him a scab. I don't even understand the correlation. And then you got AOC jumping up there talking about a 2-bit union buster. She called the president a 2-bit union buster. How is he a 2-bit union buster if he was president at one point? And then this is what took the cake. She said if President Trump could, he would sell the country for $1 to help his buddies in Wall Street make more money. So now they're trying to paint Trump as an elitist, as if he's not a man of the people. There's only one problem with that, AOC. There's only one problem with that strategy, Democrats. And by the way, what they said in this convention, most people might not agree with me. But in my humble opinion, it seemed desperate. Does anybody else agree with that? Press 1 if y'all agree that the things they were saying seemed desperate, like they're grasping at straws. Like it felt really desperate. Shout out to Brenda P. The only smart thing that they did was when they put Barack Obama up there. That was smart. That was smart because there are so many people in this country that like him because he's a great speaker. You know what I'm saying? He's charismatic, all of that good stuff, right? Except for the fact that he slipped up. You slipped up, Barack. You know how you slipped up? You said we've seen the movie before and everybody knows that the sequel is always worse, right? But here's the problem. We saw Trump's first movie, and it wasn't bad. And there are movies that have sequels that are as good, if not better, than the original. That does exist. That does exist, bro. Now, the interesting thing about this Freudian slip is the fact that what you said was more accurate about the Biden administration, which Harris is a part of. See, we don't want a sequel. We don't want a sequel of the Biden-Harris administration. But I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all that when it comes to the Democrats, this is all you got to do to figure the Democrats out. Whatever they're accusing the Republicans of is typically what they're doing. If you keep that in mind every time they speak, it makes perfect sense. Because a lot of the stuff they were hurling at Donald Trump, it didn't even apply to him. It didn't even apply to them. It's almost like they can't help but tell the truth. So they have to figure out a way to say the truth without taking accountability for it. So they project onto him. Because to sit up there and say that Donald Trump is trying to make money for his Wall Street buddies and try to paint him to be this elitist is problematic, because he won his first term being a man of the people. The reason why he surged in popularity is because he's a man of the people. What got him elected the first time was not elites from Wall Street. What got him elected the first time was the average, everyday, blue-collar, middle-class worker. And I don't hate to say this, but it doesn't matter how much y'all paint him as an elitist. That is not going to change the facts on the ground. It's not going to change the fact that people have been suffering under Joe Biden's economy. Anybody with any sense is not going to fall for that. Now, a lot of these black folks are going to fall for y'all putting Barack Obama up there. I already seen him in the comment section of the Shade Room talking about some Barack is a great speaker. But here's the problem y'all got with this. You're not voting for Barack Obama. You're not voting for Barack. You're not voting for Michelle. You're voting for Kamala Harris, which is ironic considering the fact that everybody is speaking for her and she ain't saying nothing. And oh yeah, by the way, they played Not Like Us at the DNC. They played Not Like Us at the DNC. They were having a conversation and you could hear Not Like Us in the background. Didn't I call it? Didn't I call it? Didn't I call it? They probably couldn't get Kendrick to come there, so they just played the song. Didn't I call it? I heard they had Little John there, running around talking about turn down for what? Bro, let me tell you something. The day I base my voting decision on Little John from the East Side Boys, it is the day I just hang it up, bruh. And here's what they did that was just priceless. Oh my God, the irony of it, right? So you have a woman who's identifying as a black woman running for president, who is currently vice president. They brought out President Fitz from Scandal. The guy that played the president on Scandal that was having an extramarital affair with a black woman, they brought out to speak at the Democratic National Convention. You cannot make this up, bro. You cannot make this up, fam. Talk about pandering to black women. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is that Fitz? Bro. It was a whole circus. Not to mention the fact that the protesters outside of the DNC ain't getting no coverage. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about how they got to put a freaking fence around there because there's so many protesters out there. Here's the other thing. They pulled up a mobile Planned Parenthood bus so that women could get you-know-what's on demand during the Democratic National Convention. Right outside the Democratic National Convention is a mobile Planned Parenthood unit in Chicago. But y'all think they're for black. Oh my, bruh. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And then they sat there and said, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sat there and said, I am so sick of a two-bit union buster claiming he's a patriot. What? The man was president for 4 years. They're literally up there talking like Donald Trump was never president before. I mean, the lies that they set up there and told, bro. And you know what the scariest part about it is? The scariest part about it is that there are American people that are out here right now that are suffering, that can't buy groceries, that can't put gas in their car, that can barely pay their rent, and they're going to believe all of that BS. I saw somebody in the comment section of the Shade Room under the post about Barack Obama that said flat out, I don't care about the Democrats' policies. I know they don't always have the best policies, but I'd rather vote for them than to ever vote for Trump. Somebody literally said that. I knew they was black. I didn't have to look at the icon photo. Somebody literally said that. I'm gonna show you the delusion. I'm gonna show you the delusion. Hold on. Let me find that. Let me find that post. It's right under the Barack Obama post. Right here, it says, I don't give a F what nobody says. I don't give a F what no look at her face. I don't give a F what nobody says. As a black man, I'm not voting Trump. I got a nephew and a life to live. That man is unhinged. The Democrats may not always have the best policies, but I'd rather fight for change in policies than fight for my rights slash freedom. Harris slash Walls 2024. They're crazy. They're crazy. Shout out to NYC Dollar Van. Shout out to LL Music TV. Somebody said, politics aside, Barack is an amazing speaker. Look how he controls the room, extremely sharp. This one said, his speech was phenomenal. Obama always knows how to captivate a room. All I know is Trump better not try to tweet that he looked better than Obama like he tried to do with Kamala. People don't even understand that we were living off of Obama economy when Trump was in office. Trump messed up in 4 years and Biden been trying to fix it ever since. This is how crazy people are. These are people that don't even understand the economy and the country they exist in. They forget that we were in a recession under Obama. They don't even realize the majority of what Trump did. Trump spent the first year in office fixing what Obama did, which is why you get those last 3 years of economic growth. This is crazy. Look, somebody said, Democrat convention looks like America, us. Republican convention looks like a Klan rally. Obama literally just described Joe Biden. Finally, somebody in here, thank God. Barack Obama might be the best public speaker of all time. Obama is aging backwards now that he is out of office. Isn't Kamala just a sequel of that last 4 years of BS? Oh my God. Thank God there is some common sense in this chat room. Sweet Jesus. Somebody said, we still voting for Trump. Thank God. I was reading some of these comments. I was getting worried. I was getting worried. Like real talk. And then I put my comment up here. My comment was, what does Barack being a good speaker have to do with the economy right now? Shaking my head. Amazing what y'all fall for. And of course, you got some people jumping under there to hate. You feel me? You got some people jumping under there to hate because they're brainwashed. Somebody said, Angryman, do you know anything about economics? A lot more than you, apparently. I'm a high 6-figure earner. How about you? But this is crazy. This is pure lunacy. This is pure lunacy. I've never seen I've never seen this level of cognitive dissonance. I have never seen this level of cognitive dissonance. It's really scary when you think about it. Shout out to Frame Run. He said DNC crowd reaction was a little inconsistent. Yeah, it was. It was. Um, it's scary how easily people can be manipulated. It's frightening. Like nobody can tell me anything about the Trump administration. Shout out to IMP. Because I literally became a six-figure earner under Trump. Literally. I became a six-figure earner in 2019. I literally became a six-figure earner under Trump, and I have absolutely no doubt, looking at the level of financial growth I had during Trump's administration, I have absolutely no doubt that if he would have gotten another 4 years, by this point in my life, I'd be a multimillionaire. I know I would. I know I would. The moment that Biden got in office, he literally did everything in his power to undo every single thing that Trump did through executive orders. We've been following this the whole time. And see, this is the reason why when people jump in the comment sections of those posts and stuff like that and say goofy stuff, it's goofy to me because I know they have not been following politics. They haven't been following politics. So they don't know who did what and when they did what and all of that. I've been following it this whole time. But you can't tell black people nothing. You can't tell black people nothing. You can't tell them nothing. They are going to be constantly convinced through symbolism over substance. You would think that right now, them being in the condition that they're in, you would think they'd be smart enough to know that it's because of the Biden administration. But shout out to Kendra, says street conservative, let's go. Shout out to Aki Aki, said Negroes, man, shaking my head, face palm. It's no wonder and not surprising that antebellum slavery lasted as long as it did. Them's facts right there. Those are facts. But like I said, it looks, and guess what else Joe Biden said? He at the convention, this is what he said. He said, Trump said there were very fine people on both sides. He's still telling that lie. You would think that the people in his camp would tell him to stop saying it. That lie has been debunked 6 ways from Sunday. The Lucid Experience said Kamala Harris, stat line, 4 years, 500K laughs, 1,000 shucking and jivings, 500 million raised, and zero talk about policy still. Amazing. Like he keeps telling that same lie over and over and over and over and over again. And nobody, like, you don't see no fact checking about that. You don't see no fact checking about that. You don't see no fact checking about that. I wonder how Jesse Jackson feels sitting up there while they trashing Trump. Because you know him and Trump was cool with each other. They was friends. I wonder how he feel. He probably don't care. He probably don't even care. But if you didn't see the Democratic National Convention, you didn't miss anything. This is all that you missed right here. This is all you missed right here.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Trump. Trump.
Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is? He really throwing a monkey wrench in y'all's little plans, huh?
These people are sick.
This movement, it is a sickness of the highest order, and I don't enjoy it.
That's all they did. So if anybody wants to, if anybody's wondering what the Democrats' policy is, it's simple. Let's talk trash about Trump. That's their policy. That is their policy, is to trash Trump. That's it. That's it. That's their policy. Let's trash Trump. When in doubt, trash Trump. Shout out to Shakedown. He said, at this point, voting Trump, preparing for the worst. That's look, at the end of the day, that's the policy. That is the policy. We gonna talk about Trump. You feel me? And that's all we gonna do. Now, here's another guy that broke down some of the stuff that happened at the convention. Here it is right here.
So, unless you've been living under a rock by now, you have heard Barack Obama came out with a vengeance last night, throwing jabs and hooks night two. He was the keynote speaker at the Democratic National Convention, a night that featured rappers like Little John making appearances. They had DJs. They had a catamaran show up. They also had a mariachi band. They had DJs. They had break dancers. They had and one basketball players out there crossing people up. I mean, it was literally a court on the stage, a hoop. You had, hot sauce out there crossing folks up, breaking ankles. Then, of course, you had the watermelon contest. What was the watermelon contest? When everybody was walking around eating watermelon and chicken and spitting out the seeds and everything. Every single stereotype that could have been perpetuated got perpetuated last night, but none more than Barack Obama coming out there just letting all of fury, all of the anger, all of the hatred for President Trump just on full display last night. Wasn't it beautiful? If you were a Democrat, wasn't last night beautiful? Didn't you turn up when you seen Lil Jon come out there? Turn down for what? Side note, I thought it was kind of funny, considering in the video I made about night one about the Democratic National Convention, I used that exact Little John song that he came out and performed last night, that everybody was completely surprised he showed up. Maybe it was me, foretelling the future. If you don't know, yeah, I do kind of got a little bit of a psychic ability. Go back through my page and look at some of my predictions, you'll see. But that's neither here nor there. We want to listen to what did Barack Obama say that got everybody so excited. Here we go.
Tricks in politics. From a guy whose act has, let's face it, gotten pretty stale. We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris is ready for the job.
Yo, shout out to Most Hated Underrated. He said, when Trump was in office, I made the most money with the trucking industry, and the company was doing great. And while Biden in office, trucking industry struggling, and same company went out of business after 40 years. Trump 2024. I know that's right, bro.
So, you seen that, you heard that. I said this yesterday, and I want you to see how it rings true today. People who steal think other people steal. Check me out. People who steal think other people steal. You notice how the words and the language, the verbiage that they continue to use when they try to describe Donald Trump, it's all actions that they are personally guilty of. When they're talking about bluster and bumble, who's been blustery and bumblier than Joe Biden over the last few years? What about Kamala Harris and her constant state of confusion and always laughing and cackling and never being serious? You notice how they very rarely last night addressed any of the actual issues of the American people. All they did was just spend 2 and 3 hours showing you why you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump, and also pandering to you and showing you that we're not going to do anything to actually help the country. We're just going to entertain you. Because we know that if we keep if we keep black folks entertained, all we got to do is keep them entertained. Bring out some DJs, some nifty dance moves, bring out some twerkers, a little Meg Thee Stallion action. That's all they need. We don't need to give them any policy. We don't actually need to do anything for their community. And then you got Michelle Obama coming out there talking about the presidency is one of those black... Sis, there has been one mixed race individual as the president of the United States of America. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then y'all keep trying to make this black jobs. Are you dumb? And see, it just shows that, one, for the most part, black people, I hate to say this, but we not really that smart. We're not that bright at all. We fall for the dumbest things. We're overly emotional in situations that don't call for it. And the minute we don't agree with something, the first thing we think of is to insult, to slander, and to cancel, instead of trying to actually understand and find a happy medium or try to live and let live. That never even enters into our diaspora. We just all we want to do is wear gaudy jewelry, flashy clothes, talk loud and aggressive, and flash wads of cash. If a black person could do that, he's happy. He doesn't care about the state of America. He doesn't care about what's going on in Russia. He doesn't care about what's going on in Ukraine. He doesn't care about World War III. We don't care about any of that. All we care about is booty shaking. All we care about is twerking. All we care about is fried chicken and watermelon. That's it, and sunflower seeds. That's all we care about in the black community. We're not a people of substance. We're not a people who actually want anything for ourselves. You don't have to get our vote and do anything with it. We'll give it to you for free. If you look like us, or if you make cool moves, or if you walk around with hot sauce in your purse, or you say, oh, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, then you got our vote. You don't have to really do anything for us. It's a real shame that we as black people continue to be the most unserious people walking the face of the planet. And I hated to take it down on my own people, but I gotta call it like I see it. We just not where we need to be, and we continue to miss the mark. It's not the other races. It's not the Asian folks. It's not the white folks. It's not the Latino folks. It's us. It's us. They know that our vote is very important. even though they're not going to do anything to actually garner the vote. They're just going to entertain you, and you'll fall in line. That's just my opinion, though.
Facts. Shout out to Tall. He said, is cackling Kamala a thing? It should be. Yeah, it is. It is. But he's 100% right. He's 100% right. Yeah, that's what's so funny about it. Barack got out there talking about his act is getting stale. He's talking about himself. Because look, it might have worked at first, Barack. And I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but his eyes look different. Have y'all noticed that? Go back and look at Barack Obama when he first ran for president. He had soft eyes. Now he looks unhinged. Like his eyes look like, you know what I'm saying? But his thing is, here's the thing. He has been cosplaying for a minute now. And they know that in order to get the black vote, all they got to do is bring him out and have him give a speech, say some pretty words, and Negroes fall in line like children following the Pied Piper to their destruction. This is crazy. This is crazy. But anyway, we're at the 3-hour mark. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the show. I will be back at you tomorrow as always, so be on the lookout for me. Other than that, salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to all the sponsors. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Salute to the whole BINO Nation. And I'm going to holler at you guys later. Deuces.
Spartans! What is your profession?